A very good Tuesday morning to everyone out there across the Wobbles community and beyond. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather forecast, courtesy of Ohio Valley Insurance. What a wild ride that winter storm was, folks. We have got cloud cover that is still hanging around. You can see the low pressure system and associated cold front that is now working and pulling off southeast of the area. We still have the clouds with us this morning, but folks, if you look just off to our north and west, we have some clearing that'll be taking shape as we progress throughout this Tuesday. And that's not going to result in any much warming of the temperatures, let's say, as we'll remain on the very, very frigid side of that. Getting a look over the community, Sexton Bimbitter Skycam down in Gold City, a very healthy blanket of snow. Down and over in that direction, folks, across the region, we had anywhere from 1 inches upwards to a few locations that reported in excess of 4 inches of total snow, and that included down on the east side of Simpson County there yesterday. Getting eyes over the Beechtree News Skycam up in Morgantown. They got a healthy amount of snow over in that direction as well that had actually taken place as we had worked into the afternoon and then on into the evening where they got some more heavier snow up in that direction. Getting a glance over the temperatures, it is absolutely bone chilling out there. We've got readings located in the single digits region-wide, but not just that, folks. We've got northwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Look at the wind chills across the region. Numerous sub-zero readings out there. We're talking about dangerous cold. If you do have to get out, layer up. Obviously, with this cold of temperatures, there have been very little, if any, improvement on the roadways regarding the secondary routes, the county and side roads. Those are still in very rough shape. Fantastic Road Department's been able to make some headway on the primary routes throughout the overnight, but you don't have to get out, folks. Just don't. Looking here at the latest surface map, this low pressure system cold front is pulling off to the north and east. Looks like we'll get a brief lull in activity with that high pressure nosing in here from the Great Plains, but look back up over the Pacific Northwest. That's going to be another weather maker we're keeping close eyes on, bringing snow chances right back into the mix for us here as we get into the Thursday time frame. So let's get over here and look at model guidance. Let's talk about first and foremost these insane wind chills we're going to be dealing with here over the next 24 hours or so. Yeah, readings down to around as low as 5 to 6 below as we go right past sunrise here over the course of the next hour. Wind chills throughout the day, not going to get out of the single digits this afternoon, and then we're going to be right back down to sub-zero readings as we progress throughout the overnight tonight. Again, not allowing for much progress in terms of improvement on the road conditions, especially those secondary roads and side streets. Just too much of a snowpack on there, and the Arctic air mass is really not going to play in our favor. Let's switch gears and let's talk about what's coming down the pipeline. We have this pulling off to the north and east, going to be taking the clouds along with it. Will be overcast this morning, some breaks of sunshine this afternoon. And folks, I would like to note something that we'll be watching throughout the overnight that's not likely to happen, but we do have to talk about it. With this area of high pressure nosing in here and being right near our vicinity, we can have the possibility of crystal clear skies along with very calm winds. This could result in possibly the formation of fog that could get evicted into the area throughout the overnight into the very early hours of our Wednesday. That is very concerning with as cold as the air mass is going to be. You think about fog, it is moisture that develops that saturated layer right off of the surface. And if this was to come to fruition, we're going to talk about a round of freezing fog that's going to bring a whole nother round of implications to our region that we simply do not want to deal with. We'll be watching this very closely. Obviously, all of your reports throughout the overnight and throughout the early morning hours of tomorrow, because this area of high pressure is going to be extraordinarily strong, and we may in fact see that come to reality. Eyes go off to our north and west by the time we get into our Wednesday afternoon. We're going to be watching this next weather maker approaching from the south and west. And as we get into our Thursday, this is how we're looking at our next setup. Does that look familiar? Because it should, in comparison to what we see here a few days ago, but it's not going to be nearly as robust as that event, or at least it would appear at the moment. Deepening low pressure system swinging across the Gulf states, warm conveyor belt dumping all that moisture up out of the Gulf, cold conveyor belt slicing and bisecting right through the heart of the Commonwealth. We've got another recipe for a impactful snow arriving here across the region. Not just that, we also looking off here to our north and west at this other little clipper trying to dive down in here as well. We could get a little party going on here that could create a more robust environment for snow development and snowfall. That remains to be seen. So by the midday hours of Thursday, we're anticipating some sort of wintry precipitation to arrive, whether that be a wintry mix or all snow. It continues into our Thursday evening, continues through our Thursday night with some scattered flurries lingering and continuing all the way through sunrise on Friday. And then look, folks, another reinforcing Arctic high pressure swinging in behind that. Temperatures are going to be plummeting throughout our Thursday night, on into our Friday, and on into our Friday night as well. Once again, any added insult to injury that this snowfall brings in the Thursday time frame throughout Friday morning is just going to stay locked in with this other reinforcing jolt of Arctic air solidifying itself in here until at least the latter part of the weekend. So, those of you who got plans, or maybe you don't, maybe you can get outdoors and have another nice sledding day. Get out there in a little bit of it yesterday myself. Might have to go explore back up and around the Hospital Hill area as we work throughout the day. That Arctic high sets up shop all the way through the weekend, and then we get into our Sunday into Monday with this setting up to our east. Winds are finally going to pour in here out of the south and try to break the deadlock on our freezing temperatures. We will stand an outside shot of rising above freezing right around 32 or 33 degrees on Thursday before we get locked back into those colder temperatures again. So taking a look here at the closer view, what the GFS is painting for us by the time we get into mid-morning on into lunchtime. This is how the GFS is handling it. Widespread snow showers break out between early and mid-afternoon, continuing throughout the evening. Lingering flurries, scattered light snow showers at least through 6 to 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning. That is what we are currently thinking in terms of timing for this potential impactful winter weather maker. The GEFS is spitting out a 55% probability of us seeing at or above 1 inch of snowfall with this. So it will be a flip of a coin. The National Weather Service has mentioned the possibility of another winter weather advisory being issued, which would be valid for snowfall amounts anywhere from roughly 1 upwards of 3 inches total before this weather maker would be all said and done with the Wobbles community. Now, jumping over here and giving you an idea, we are looking at the probabilistic snowfall just in general receiving measurable snowfall here across the region. Wobbles has been given anywhere from an 85 to 90% probability of seeing measurable snowfall on the ground by Thursday evening. So needless to say, this is going to be worth keeping very close eyes on. The timeline, folks, first and foremost is the cold, frigid temperatures. Sub-zero readings in the wind chill department today, not escaping the single digits this afternoon. Back to sub-zero readings again throughout the overnight into early tomorrow morning. Outside shot at some freezing fog. We'll be watching that very closely. We do not want that to occur. And then the frigid weather continues, folks. We've been placed in a 50% probability of seeing minor weather impacts regarding the shot at snow on Thursday and on into early Friday. Areas along and east of I-65 will stand the greatest probability of seeing accumulating snow, but that doesn't mean we couldn't get in on a little bit of that across the entire region. Your full 5-day weather forecast throughout today, frigid cold. Overcast skies this morning, maybe some flying no-worry flurries, followed by some breaks of sunshine this afternoon. Highs trapped in the mid-teens for most. Overnight lows down to the single digits. We'll be looking at that. This is saying valid for Tuesday, folks, okay? This is trying to upload here and getting its act together. Tuesday, cloudy, and then we roll into our Wednesday, sunny. Highs right around the 30-degree mark. Wednesday night, diving down to 20 degrees. A high temperature on Thursday of 33, 34 degrees. We're going to be right on the freezing threshold. Steadily increasing, wintry mix over to all snow. Continues throughout our Thursday night, and then the Arctic air mass gets locked back in. Highs on Fridays in the lower 20s. Saturday, low to mid 20s. Overnight lows back down to the single digits, both Friday and Saturday night. That'll wrap up your Tuesday morning weather night forecast, brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a safe, blessed second day.